consumers, for many Nigerians, transportation by road remains one of the common ways to travel across all cities and states. Yes, from safety to comfort, the right transport company remains one of the key decisions for consumers. Yes, with different and various company transportation that we have across Nigeria. Nigeria has states, they know the reason why they bought a particular bus. And on today, I am live here at Tollgate, Lagos, Nigeria. You welcome to Consumer Voice on Consumer Ala TV, where we'll be asking consumers which transport company do they make use of and why do they think this transportation company is the best. I am Elizabeth Abefe. Come with me as we go find out. Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
How are you?
Excellent, thank you.
I'm good. What is your name?
Clement.
Okay, now do you travel by road often?
Yeah, I do.
So which company transport do you use?
Okay, a couple, but I prefer using, going to my states, I prefer using GIG, but interstate, I usually use Libra.
Liberal, GIG. So for how long have you been using these two companies?
Okay, as at last year, I started using Libra last year because I was traveling to Imo, I think Imo and Aba, so I used Libra. While other years, while I was in school, I started using GIGM, traveling to my state to school. Yeah.
Okay, so apart from those two transport companies that you make mention of, which other one do you know of or have you heard of?
Advocacy, which is the state company, the state transport company. Yeah, I've used that also, but even my people in the state, we know what's up. So basically, that I don't want to paint a negative image about the company because it's for my state. So, but the company is also good. Yeah.
Okay, now talking about Libra and GIG that you do use, I want you to share your experience with it. How has it been so far? What has been the experience like?
GIGM, while I was in school, it's convenient in terms of the seating arrangement. As at that time, they don't load human beings and baggages together. Everybody is more comfortable here. I think the driver is more professional. The pilot rather is more professional in terms of the speed and everything. I prefer using their normal mover jets than the other white soda one that they're not using. So that's about GIGM. Why for Libra, I started using it last year. It was recommended by my sister anyways, due to night movements. I think it's the first time using it was I arrived late, but the other times was more easy and nice. It was nice. Both two companies are okay.
Okay, now when is your favorite time to travel? Is it during the daytime or night period?
I prefer day.
Why day?
Day is looking at Nigerian currently, so day is much safer. You can see where you're going to, and if go for busy events happen on the road, you can easily find your way. But at night it's more riskier. More riskier. I prefer day, but traveling is more, to me, I don't think it's more of a luxury. It's more like I need to, then I move. You understand? If I don't need to, I'm mostly just stay back and enjoy myself.
Okay, now I want to ask you this: where is your favorite position to sit whenever you are in this transport company?
Transport company, my favorite position, I prefer driver seat basically. I prefer driver seat because.
Why do you like driver seat?
Because I will sleep. I will sleep. I'm the driver driving, so I will sleep. So I'll have to engage the guy. So the pilot rather, it's more active. Aside the driver seat, I like to sit close to a window. Yeah.
Why? Because of the ventilation?
Yeah, aside the ventilation, it's much easier to bite into one. And also, I think that should be the reason.
So what are your favorite things to buy in whenever you are in traffic or you're in this moving zone?
Plantain chips is my best. Once you get or before you see plantain chips, you buy. Once you're not stopping at the unusual joints, I think most preferably I prefer eating soya and drink water. But on norms, I prefer plantain chips on the road.
So have you ever bought something very unnecessary and you regretted, like, why did I get this? Have you ever?
Have I? I'm thinking if I have. I don't Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. Probably, probably bread. It's unnecessary. I think aside that, I don't think so. Maybe bread, but aside bread, I don't think I have. But
So you're the type that doesn't like bread.
no, I don't like bread. If I'm buying bread, I'm buying for the family or people I'm going to get, not for myself. But to say I'm buying bread and to eat so in the vehicle, that don't make sense. The least I can buy is granite, banana. But my first option is just plantain chips.
Okay, so I want you to rate Libra and GIG over 10 based on your experience with them so far.
Okay, Libra, I'll give Libra. Well, like I said, A is for God. Do you understand? So 10 is for God. So nobody can get 100% or 10 over 10.
So you're still not going to rate them?
And I'm going to rate them, but not 10-10.
Okay.
You understand? I'll likely give Libra, GIGM 9%. GIGM, as I'm watching this guy come and look for me and said to me, GIGM 9%. Why the other guy, Libra, in between 7 and 8?
7 and 8.
Yeah, at least they passed the average.
Yeah, they actually passed the average. So anything for them to do better to improve on? How expensive is their fee?
Come on. As at 2019, 2018, GIG, you can enter. I think I entered during my AKTC. I think I traveled from you to Lagos like 5k, 7k. Now you are spending close to like 50, 40, 50. So I understand the current economic situation and the fuel situation. Well, you can also consider your customer, because most of them is just based on emergency that they have to move, and not having the required funds, it is just annoying. So if the price can be reviewed, that would be a great thing. Also, I recently observed some interesting trends in GIG company.
Okay.
They're now parking everybody as standing, like loads and passenger, which is not nice. Just keep to the initial standards that was set at the beginning stage. And also that time conscious was also one of the key selling points as at that time. But now I think they're more like deviating in that aspect. I think they should just go back to those standards, because if you say you're leaving by 8 o'clock, let it by 8 o'clock. Why are you staying at 30 minutes or 1 hour? Doesn't make sense. I think aside those are the two major concerns I think they should look into. Why for Libra? Well, I've only used Libra at night. It's cool, it's nice. I don't have any complaints for Libra. I don't know if they've increased their price for the transport fare now, but at that time it was around 20-something thousand night movements using those big bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's that. I'm not sure, but I think I'm cool with those.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm excellent, and you?
I'm good. So what is your name?
My name is Mo.
So do you travel by road often?
Not often, but I travel by road.
Okay, so which transport company do you make use of?
The first time I traveled, I used GIG. Then the second one was OKC.
Okay, so for how long have you been using this two transport brand?
Let's say for 4 years now, I've been using them.
4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so apart from these two transport company that you mentioned, which other transport company are you familiar with?
I'm familiar with Chisco company. Just Chisco, ABC.
Okay. Now, speaking from experience, I want you to share your experience with GIG and OKC so far.
GIG, I travel with them mostly. Then I also make deliveries with them as well. So their services are excellent and they are top notch, which I enjoyed, and without any complaint, without any issues. To me it's a good brand, and they have good customer relationship. So it's good for me. While OKC, I had I'm going to speak for myself because I don't know if others have a good experience with them, but from my own experience with OKC, it's a very bad experience. So I traveled to the east. I guess around April, I traveled to the east. So then on our way going, the bus had issues. I think towards Benin axis. So the driver called their company and reported the case to them, and they said, okay, they're going to send backup. That was around 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
Okay.
So at first, I didn't want to use their transport because I'm not familiar with them.
Okay.
So, but as at the time when I wanted to use GIG, their seats were occupied.
Okay.
So I had to use OKC because they have reserved seats that I use. So that was what made me choose them. So when the vehicle broke down, the driver called for backup. They said, okay, they will send backup. So along the line, the driver waited for hours. He didn't see backup. So he was calling. What they kept telling him, okay, I'm going to send backup. So till 7 p.m. at night, 8 p.m. at night. So people started using their own transport to look for alternative because there are some that were not going far towards that east. So, and me, my last bus stop then was the east, that's Imo State, that's Owerri precisely. So, because I had to go for my brother's wedding, which is happening the next day in the morning. So I needed to get to Imo State that day and at least rest a bit before I head out the next day for the wedding. So, fortunately, no vehicle came. So we all slept inside the OKC vehicle, beside the road, and which was very dangerous. Mosquito bites, cold, as at that time, and it wasn't nice. So the driver itself was complaining and he was frustrated because we were all putting the pressure on him because he was the one that is in charge of the vehicle. So he said him as well was tired. But he has called them, he has sent them messages. He said he will send us back up. And even we the passengers actually called the company that we booked from, and they said the same thing, that they're going to send drivers. They're going to send another vehicle. So fortunately, till the next day, no vehicle came. So we had to use our own money and pay extra transportation to get to our various locations, which cost us more money. So that service is them.
I know you can't even forget that experience.
No, I can't.
So the next day, even till the next day, no backup came.
There was no
apology.
backup.
Did they try to reach out?
Nothing. We even sent messages to their social media handle, but they didn't reply. They didn't say anything.
That's really bad customer service. So in case you have any related issues with brand, you can always reach Consumer Alert TV. We are always open 24/7, 24 hours. We are advocacy for consumers. So what we do is actually hear from our consumers and work on it instantly. Okay, so when do you like traveling? Is it during the day or night?
Preferably during the day because of the happenings in this country. So during the day is preferable.
So where's your best part to stay or to sit whenever you're traveling?
That's seat number 2. You can call it because they have numbers. So seat number 2 is close to the driver because I drive as well, but I have my own car that I drive. So me sitting at the back of a driver, seeing them driving me, I don't feel comfortable. So I prefer staying close to the driver wherever I see him. Any mistake, I know my mind is there, so I'm always focused on the road.
Okay. So what's your favorite thing to get whenever you're moving?
Whenever I'm moving, the best thing for me to get, just so that I don't have a tight stomach or stomach upset. So I prefer buying a soft drink and maybe plantain chips or the snack.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you ever gotten something very unnecessary and you feel this is very, very unnecessary and you regret it instantly?
That's along the road?
Yeah.
Nothing, because I plan myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so when moving, what finishes first? Is it your snacks or the traffic? Which one is faster between your snacks and the traffic?
Traffic never finishes, So, but the snacks finishes. But I compensate it with a little bit of music, AirPod, and
To make it smooth.
it's smooth.
Okay, now I want you to rate GIG and Okesen over 10 right now. I know, right? What would that be?
Of course, from my complaint, you will know. Definitely okay. So if there's anything like minus, do you understand? Because that experience is something that So I would just give them 2/10. I'll give them 2/10. Then GIG 9/10.
9/10.
Yeah.
So how expensive is GIG? How expensive is Okesen?
GIG is way expensive than OKC because of their quality and their service. So,
And you're satisfied?
of course, I'm satisfied with GIG. They're the best.
So is there anything you like those two transport companies to improve more, to do better on?
OKC, I think their services needs to improve, and their kind of vehicles as well, because I noticed majority of their vehicles that we met on the way as at then, they were not good looking. But GIG, their vehicles are sharp, they are good looking, their sound, the engine is okay, the color, the neatness is top notch. So GIG should keep it up, and definitely they will get the rating that they deserve.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, ma.
Yes, good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, so what is your name?
My name is Remy.
So now, do you travel by road often?
Yes.
So which transport company do you make use of?
Young Shagro.
For how long have you been using Young Shagro?
It's been a while now. I can't really put the year to it. But
Okay,
it's been
so apart from Young Shagro, which other transport company do you know of? KBC.
ABC, yes.
Have you tried using KBC
I
before?
think once.
So which one do you prefer between KBC and Young Shagro?
I'm not sure I have any preference. But I think when I use ABC, their bus had AC. So, and it was a different bus entirely. Young Shago, I used the luxurious share, but for the ABC, it was the 18-seater. Yeah, so I think.
Okay, now your experiences with them. I know you've already talked about ABC having AC and all of that. What's your experience with Young Shagro? Have you ever bought a transport company and you regretted, like, why did I enter this? Have you ever had a bad experience?
Okay, so I think with Young Shago, there's this. I don't know if it has changed, but then the stoppage is usually so much, and so when it's time for them to also leave, take off, where they stop, you have to be begging them that we are tired of staying here. Do you understand? So I think that for me, that's a no for me, right? So, and you cannot also preempt the time you get to your destination. We know that there could be hurdles, unforeseen circumstances, but still there are some things that could have been, avoided that will make you get to your destination on time. So I think.
Okay, so what about ABC?
So I took them once, so I cannot really say. Do you understand? So of course they will have their own too, but because it's just one, so I don't want to give them the credit that it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how expensive are they? ABC, Young Shagro?
Seriously, no, I can't. So I've not traveled in a while.
Okay.
I've been in Lagos for some time now, so I don't really know the things have changed and everything. So I can't really say. But then I think it was fair.
Okay.
So it's fair.
Okay, so where's your favorite part to sit whenever you are traveling?
By the window side,
Why window side?
I want the bridge.
Okay.
I want to be able to see nature. I feel very safe at the window side.
Okay, so what is that go-to snack? What do you buy mostly whenever you're traveling?
Drink firstly. Water. I think some biscuits, and I try not to eat because I don't want a situation whereby I have to go to the toilet and start looking. So I try to just stay on snacks and fluid.
Okay. So have you ever gotten unnecessary stuff that you say, why did I buy this? Why? Have you ever bought unnecessary stuff while moving?
Yeah, food. So some snacks you don't really need it, you know. So maybe because it's not good or you don't really need it. Why did I buy this? At the end of the day, you take it to your destination and you won't give it out. Do you get? So you might see it's attractive, and by the time you why I really do not need this, you know. Yes, I've gotten that.
Okay, so while traveling, what is that thing that finishes first? Is it your snacks or the traffic?
Will I say the traffic? But even you think that traffic has finished, you just another one in front. So that cannot be, you know.
So your drink, your snack finishes before you get to your destination.
Yes, it does. It does. So sometimes on the road, I would say I have to just buy another stuff.
Okay. Now I want you to rate Young Shagro and ABC, even though you said you just used them once. But based on your experience, I want you to rate them over 10. What would that be?
Firstly, these are people's businesses that they've put in so much, right? So I'm not going to underrate any one of them, right? They have done a lot of sacrifice and everything. So I think maybe 7.
Okay. Both 7 over 10.
It's fine.
Okay. Is there anything you like them to do better, improve more to satisfy their customers better?
So for me, I think there should be training on their staffs. Training of staffs. Right? And they should have a bit of customer service. Do you understand? They should be well comported, right? You know, and they should be able to listen to their customers.
So have you ever had any encounter with any staff before? Because you laid emphasis on training and retraining of staff.
Personally, I've not had any encounter with any staff, but I've seen people had encounters with their staffs, and I'm not going to basically get to me, right? Do you understand? So I'm talking based on, and I saw how you played it out. I saw how it could have been handled well. I saw the reactions. Do you understand? So that's the reason why I said they need to train and retrain. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Of their staffs. We are human beings, so there is need for retraining. You know.
Okay, thank you very much, ma.
You're welcome.
From comfort to safety, it is clear that transport company plays a major role in how Nigeria move from one place to another. And on this edition, it is clear that consumers know which company they board whenever they want to travel. And today's edition, GIG won the heart of consumer mainly because of the comfort, the customer service, and how they relate well with their consumers. I am Elizabeth Abefe. Do well to subscribe. Comment under the comment section. Which transport company do you make use of whenever you are travel? Till I grace your screen again. Bye for now.